Alright, so where did we leave off last time? We sanded everything, right? Okay. So we got everything sanded. Everything is smooth. What did I do?
Really smooth, actually. It's nice.
I glued this in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think I did that. I think I glued that bad boy on too. So everything.
That front plate thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
this little
the
emitter thing.
Okay.
So everything is sanded and ready for like prime, to be like primed. These things.
Do we paint them separately, or do we?
Yeah, we can.
Or do we paint them all as one big thing?
We can paint them all separately. We got to kind of figure out like exactly what like paint scheme we're doing too, because I've seen it like dark gray and I've seen it silver and like almost like a bluish.
I think the thing I have on my phone is kind of what I would follow, because that seems like a screen accurate thing. I know when that. Oh no. It's not this.
It's alright. I think my Pokemon video got claimed. They allow that to be on YouTube, so it's fine. But like, I'll never make money on that video. Oh, nice. I can't see anything. I can't see the cover. There's like so much like other like light. So it's like a dark gray, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a bluey gray.
Yeah.
I don't think I have a better picture of it.
That's got like texture on it. Do you see that? I think
Yeah,
that's
on the side.
I think that's the other one.
Oh, okay.
Because I think that's got the dial on the other side too, instead of the buttons.
Yes.
What is this? The Mark II or the Mark One?
I think we printed out the Mark II.
Yeah. The Mark II has like indicator switches here. And the other one has like that dial, like clear dial.
Yeah, it has like a thing. Yeah. Here it is.
And how are we gonna make? Do you want to make this so this, whatever they call it? What's the
That's the hand phaser.
hand phaser? Probably want that to come out. Right?
Yeah.
Take it out.
I guess so, yeah.
If we do the electronics correctly, you'll never have to open it for anything, which is probably good.
But the other thing is, too, is if we just simply glue it, and then we do have to get into it, and this comes off of it,
Mm-hmm.
it won't be as such a chore to, like,
Yeah.
peel this up, essentially.
Yeah,
If we had to.
you could just kind of run a blade,
Right,
just
exactly.
recut it. And like I told you, like all the images I've seen, like this seam isn't like smooth and sanded like flush. It's you see the seam.
Yeah.
And all of like the screen accurate ones, which is kind of nice.
So we're just missing this thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's in here. No, it's right.
Oh. Nice. Nice.
Boop, boop, boop.
And then this is the. That goes over.
Yeah, that goes there.
Okay. And this goes on the end.
Yeah.
On the inside?
I think it just sits on top. I think it just sits here. We'll have to sand this little flare. And then that goes.
Inside.
Yeah, so I cast this out of resin to make it clear.
Yeah.
And I think we just got to trim this up a little bit. ignition.
Trimming.
Trimmy snips. That's the official name for these. Trimmy snips. I think it just had a little bit of extra on it. Yeah. So we'll put a little LED in there.
Yeah.
And sand this down a little bit. I just kind of wonky from the mold.
What if we
But it looks kind of cool. And I shaped it too.
Yeah, yeah.
It was square.
Oh.
But in everything I've seen,
It's all like angled.
they're angled. So
Yeah.
I shaped it before I cast it.
So I was gonna say the cool thing that we could do is like drill a little bit
Yeah. Drill a hole.
so that like the light can sit
The LED will sit like right in here.
in there. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, because you don't see
No, you don't.
that much of it. So yeah, so that's the front piece there, and we'll have to make we have to make like a little screen here, a little piece of plastic in there.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's black, like a black screen, or I do know that there's like a little piece in there.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then what? And then the switch. Switch goes in here from the other side, and then this battery piece will glue on the bottom. We can glue that in place because it'll separate where it's not glued. So we can, and then of course there's the fins and stuff in the back. That'll be the only real problem with like gluing it together if you want to take it apart ever, is the fins will hold it on. Worst case scenario, you could just break them and then I could just reprint a set.
True.
Or we could just maybe glue them onto one side. Glue all the contact points on one side, and then it'll, I don't know, it wouldn't slide. It wouldn't like slide off. Yeah, maybe it would. It might be able to slide off. I don't know. We'll see. But to start the electronics, because I don't think we mentioned in the last video, but like our goal is to put like full electronics and sound and light in this.
Yeah, pretty much make like a fully, like something you would pick up at the toy store and like put batteries in and then run around the house.
Like a working screen used.
Yeah.
So,
because that's the funny thing we were talking about earlier is like it's even beyond screen accuracy because they're just going to fill in the sound effects. So it's like we're going above and beyond where it lights up, it plays the sound effect.
It does everything it does in the show, but it didn't do it in the
like
show.
Self-contained, right?
But
Exactly.
not computer. So,
but a little bit of computer.
yeah, good. That's a good tie-in. So while I was on the computer, I came across this YouTube video, and I will put I'll put a link to his channel. I literally was looking for like an easy way to just wire a speaker, a battery, and a switch, and a cheap soundboard that you could just put a sound in.
Right.
I was looking at like tons of stuff, and then I came to the realization, I was like, I could literally just use the same board that I have in my lightsaber, because I have a Nano Biscotti board in there, and I was like, yeah, that'll work. So I go on to buy a Nano Biscotti because they're like $60. They're not super expensive, and they're like out of stock. They're like sold out.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And it's been a thing. I was like on the forums, like lightsaber forums, and they've been out of stock like since COVID. Like, I guess that was one of the chips that has been like really
Gotcha. Like now.
hurt by COVID. So they haven't made them. Don't know when they're gonna make them. Don't know like when. And I think guys building sabers either have like already bought like tons of them, or they're buying these other boards. And so this is a terrible idea. I don't recommend ever doing this, but I'm gonna glue this to the switch.
Okay. All right.
I mean, the worst thing that can happen is that the glue gets inside of the switch, and then the switch no longer does switch things.
This is what it's called. X-Station Recordable Sound Module, Buto.
Buto.
There it is.
It's upside down. Your bag is upside down. There you go.
Oh. Yeah. Look at that. Right on camera.
Made in China.
China.
Okay, here we go.
For all the biscuits. And I was waiting for you to go boop, and then it just was like, no, it's too heavy now to like unclick. Like the thing made it too
It
heavy.
just sticks in.
Yeah. Oh no.
Interesting. I think I waited too long on that one. Here we go. I'll just let that dry. Not touch it. Oh my God. Kill that vile creature. I know when I have a date. Let's start this. This is a nice clean environment we got for this electronic stuff, and now we're gonna start carving away at this. Okay.
Can never be undone.
It's the reason I did that is that it'll be easier to like line this all up now,
Yeah.
like separately. And technically, like all these wires will be out of here, so that'll be good. It's gonna need like something in there
To
to
keep it from moving, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about like those, like these type of things that you have over here, but they're like they're like tin. They like hold up these things. They hold up your, like your, like ducks. They're like tin. They're like bendy.
Oh yeah.
I can't think what they're called, but.
easiest thing to do would be like. There's like a very like low tolerance for like the pressure. Like you can press the switch from this side, but like from this side it like doesn't, it just kind of moves the whole thing. So I have to really try to figure out something.
So like when you hold it, oh, so it works.
Yeah,
like
it works
that.
fine. It's just like the angle of this hole and the board just is too.
I see.
It's too tight in there right now, but I wonder if we can like hollow out the. It just needs to sit like right here. Yeah, like the board needs to just sit right here. See how like it gets. That's kind of where you want it, right there. We should just kind of glue this in place quick.
Down there.
Oh yes. I knew that.
I see you know your face as well.
I see you know your trigger well. Okay, that's where it needs to stay.
Put contact cement in it so it never moves.
Yeah. Glue the right side, yeah. I'm gonna like glue the trigger shut before it's over. I just wanted to like glue in place quick just to like mark where it needs to be, and then I can put like make like a hot glue barrier or something behind it.
Yeah.
If I stop touching it, it'd probably be alright, but I just want to keep making sure it works before it glues. See, right there's alright. No, it's fine. Sure it'll be fine. Yeah, watch her.
Like a bone saw.
Oh yeah. Bone saw.
It's like immediately like, don't breathe that in.
I love it.
Oh man. Giant. This is called the Vac Master.
Yeah, that was
pretty wild to watch it get sucked up. That was pretty
that
cool.
was much safer. Safety first. Safety first.
Well, I think you and I resorted in our minds like 5-year-olds. We're like, look at this is cool. Like watching all the things sucked into the anchor.
That's a cool design.
Oh, it has like
Yeah.
it's like the whatchamado things.
You'll get to see like the inner like webbing.
the honeycomb stuff that you
it's-
talk about.
Yeah. And that's like literally what like keeps its form like while it's like printing.
Oh, now we gotta. We've hunted our wild face, hand face it. Now we've got it if it's bones.
Take its bones. I always choke on the bone.
It's like the fish thing, man.
Yeah.
No, there's bones in this.
I always miss a few bones.
I know it's not gonna happen. It'd be really funny if you were like, you did this and you were like, look, and it just like it completely just fell apart, and you're like, oh, I guess it keeps all of it together.
Just it disintegrates. Honestly, you have a better chance of like there still being like liquid resin in here from the print.
Oh wow. Well, it's been a little bit.
Yeah. It is crazy, isn't it?
It's really crazy. That's like Czech cereal.
Mm-hmm. That's where all your money goes too. Like while printing is like all the supports. Like the thing that you're printing is like takes like no resin at all. It's like everything that makes sure that it stays
Yeah.
together while printing is what uses a lot of resin.
So the person
Depending on-
who designed this thing, like, did they have to
No,
tell it? Or
no,
you-
I did it.
Gotcha.
That slicer I use, you can like hollow your model,
Oh.
and then you can pick how like far apart you want these.
Gotcha.
And it shows you a pre-render, you know, of what it is.
Gotcha.
But
That's cool.
it's usually pretty good. Like mixture, and you see how much more brittle it is.
Yeah.
That's because it hasn't been like cured, because it
Wasn't
you
it?
can't get the UV light in there.
Right.
Now I take these and I just.
Literally went everywhere.
Delicious. Oh, this is good. Nutritious and delicious.
Yep.
That's why we got Vaco Master. Well, that wasn't so bad.
Nope. It's funny that you were probably when you were drinking.
It cracked when I took it out.
I was gonna say, yeah, when you were like, yeah, we're not gonna open this thing up. So like, I'll put all these webbing supports in.
Yeah. A lot of stuff does. This thing definitely does. This one still is wet too. You can see it's been leaking. See?
Oh wow.
Hollow. I always like add the hole. Like it doesn't come with a hole. Like if you hollow a model out, I add like a hole on both sides, so that like it usually doesn't happen, but it can create a vacuum. And,
Oh
like,
yeah.
pull it off the
I remember you
plate.
talking about it. Yeah.
Or it can like you know, if you're printing something like this and it comes down
Mhm.
and it like seals it here,
Yeah.
you're essentially making a bowl and it's like holding resin, and then it keeps printing and it just keeps lifting the resin. So if you had two holes in it, like it drains while it prints. When you pull it off, it's not full of crap.
And especially something like that, it doesn't. It's okay if you don't see the sides of it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care what's on the inside. But even like, I think my Mandalorian's hollow because that was before I learned how to do that. So like that's why that print was like took so much resin because it's all hollow. But like the stuff I've been printing lately, like my Geralt, if you took Geralt's like chest apart, it would be the inside would be all mesh like that.
Gotcha.
It just saves like so much resin.
Mm-hmm.
Wants to. Oh. Yes. Wow, that's what you call fast thinking and adapting, right? And that's what Star Trek
Star Trek is all.
always been about. Always been about. Man, you won't see it. Man, that's like so close. It almost wants to like close.
What's making it pinch open?
A little bit of wire on this switch.
Oh, okay.
So,
Oh, that part.
yeah, I think this is thick enough where like I could sand that a little bit.
See, I thought what you were gonna do was put it vertically. Was
It,
put the wire.
it puts
vertically.
the switch. It puts like the actual switch up too like high because it's like at an angle, so the switch is
Yep.
like higher up.
That makes sense.
But could take this. These were hot glued in place by the manufacturer,
Yeah.
just so like they don't pull off.
Right.
But now I want them to pull off. So honestly, that was probably enough to like close this. Yeah. It's so close. Touching that corner, see that mark? That little white mark?
Oh.
It's the corner of the board rubbing.
Is there any way to like shave it down?
I think I can. No, maybe not the board, but I think I can.
That's what I mean. Like,
I think I can trim that.
probably can. It's just like, how much do you? You know
I
what I
don't
mean?
know.
It's like, because it looks like it's at least that much of a gap. So it's like you'd have to shave that much from it.
And the board, I don't know
It
what.
doesn't look like you can do much to it.
I think just this gold part underneath is probably where what you want.
Yeah.
I don't know if you cut that corner off, if it would do anything.
Yeah.
If it would hurt the board or. No, in
I
our
think
look
it's
it
safe.
would.
Yeah, just like it's probably safer to
Grind this off as much as I can.
yeah the actual like print part than the actual board.
It doesn't need much. I mean, it's like right there. I know. It's
Yeah.
like- I think I can. I think I can get enough out of there. Are we getting close?
Close.
Past.
Wait, where's the battery thing?
It's in here.
Okay.
The board will be in there, and we'll have to wire the battery. And I'll put the battery like right in here. The battery will fit in there. That little. I don't think I brought it down.
No, I didn't bring it down.
I
I
didn't-
wasn't sure.
I
I
didn't-
went to go grab it, and I was like, well, maybe he doesn't want it.
I didn't bring it down. Well, I didn't do it. I feel pretty good. I feel like we're actually accomplishing.
I mean, right now, I mean, as long if we get that to work,
Yeah, if we can get this closed up, then we'll be.
it's just
We-
painting
yeah.
and like gluing to something.
Yeah, it'll be. I still would like to order that other board so that we can plug a USB in to charge the battery.
To charge it, yeah.
So you don't have to like, although now that it's like this, if we just put a magnet in here, a magnet on here, then you can just lift this off and just charge the battery. I'll like leave the battery in here and we can just charge it.
Yep.
Somehow. If we use that one I want to use, you probably still need the board to charge it. But at least you can take this off and just like plug it in here. You just plug it into the USB. It's probably the best bet. Because the other way would be like, you could do something fancy, right? Where you could add that board and then add like a plug here.
Oh.
And like this could just like come off,
yeah.
and then you could just plug your USB here to charge it. You could get pretty fancy if you wanted to. All right, let me knock this down quick.
That's scary.
You want to vacuum?
Oh
or
yeah.
Should we? Or you want to just step away?
Well, it's up to you. If you don't think it's not gonna be that bad.
I don't know.
Okay.
Could be. Sometimes, maybe not so much. Sometimes.
I like to actually go up with it.
Yeah. Well, that is like honestly, I mean that's probably paper thin. Look at that.
It really is.
I mean you can see my finger through it.
That's crazy.
Wow. Yeah, that's insane. Okay, this is for all the marbles.
If it doesn't fit, it won't fit. Yeah.
Beautiful. It probably is like, there's probably plenty of room. Yeah, it was just that corner. Nice. That's so satisfying.
It really is.
To have that be the switch and it's the actual switch. Wow. That's very cool.
Huh.
Yeah, maybe look that up. That screen.
Okay.
Because I'm almost like positive I've seen a screen in there. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so I still think that we'll cut this screen out and the sound will come out. Well, maybe not. Maybe you don't have to.
Yeah, and this thing, I mean, it's a different one, but it does have.
Kind of shows like a little window there.
That's like a different one.
think here. The power comes in here. And then your switch. So you're going to want to run power from the switch to the LED. So that when you push the switch, it takes power. Oh yeah, we should have done a test when it was inside the house and see what it sounded like.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, well, thanks for telling me that after the fact.
Well, the battery wasn't down here.
I gotta wire that up anyway. Which one do we want this one?
Show me down the barrel. Let me see down the barrel. Well, this guy printed out a thing.
That's always good.
But it's the other one. It's the one with the screen mesh on top.
As you could clearly see in episode 3, Kirk's big day.
Kirk's big outing.
Captain Kirk's big adventure, episode 3, season 2. The phaser clearly has a display screen in the front. And it would be that way until season 4 episode.
Even though in episode 6 we switched back with everyone that is from the pilot season, it was clearly.
It could be argued that it's Spock's personal phaser from his homeworld.
Oh gosh.
Vulcans have no need for the screen.
It's like you and I have listened to too many people on YouTube discuss things.
It's funny because people get very passionate about things, you know.
Hey, it's okay. I like people getting passionate the right way about things. I really do, because it's fun that they
do. It's funny. It's funny how everybody has their like specific things, you know.
I think the thing that we're really making fun of is not the fact that they're nerds; it's the fact that he's monotone.
Yeah.
Like you can be more interesting. You can add a little more zest to your conversation there.
And I think the other thing that like I make fun of is like it's always some like minute detail that like nobody is interested in.
Until you're the guy looking it up on.
Yep, exactly. So you're making the prop from the show, and it's every reference image you look at is different. Like, why is it different in like episode to episode? I mean, Han Solo's blaster changes from when he shoots Greedo to when he gets on the Falcon to like the first scene in the next movie, and it continues to like change. It adds a scope, then it adds like the side piece. The side piece is gone, then the barrel is.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, like why did you? I think because they drop it or they break it, and the prop guy's got to like rebuild it or like add something new to it. So it just keeps changing. It's just fun.
We're the guys from Galaxy Quest, and he goes and gets his paperwork, and he's like, I know what this is. He learns and he gets it. He's like. It's like, no, I have decks 1 through 7. Like, and he's like, yeah.
I know. I gotta watch that. I try to watch that movie like once a year.
It's a good one.
I love that movie.
Well, now with you watching Enterprise more, you'll appreciate Galaxy. Well, really, it's more of making fun of the Shatner stuff, but you'll still get it.
It's kind of making fun of that whole thing, you know, like Comic-Con and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely like an all-encompassing thing, but it's like really, really heavily making fun of the original series.
What about that show? You watched that Orville show?
I haven't watched any of it. From what I gather, originally it was like a
A spoof.
big And
That kind of took on its own like thing, and now it's kind of like its own.
I think what happened was the new stuff for Star Trek came out, like Discovery and Picard came out, and people were like, "This is garbage."
Like this show that's making fun of this show.
And they
is
went and
so
watched
much
that, and everybody, and what Seth MacFarlane started to do, which he was smart to do, was literally started to cast old Star Trek actors as like random people on the show, and so people are like, "Oh yeah, I'm immediately going over there and watching it." Like Phlox is on it as a John Billingsley as a
Oh really?
he's like in an episode with the Voyager Doctor. They're not playing the same characters,
Right.
but
Yeah,
like
no. That's cool.
so immediately everybody from who like Star Trek go over there to watch their cameos,
Yeah.
their like guest appearances, and then they're like, "Oh, this show isn't actually that terrible, and it's more Star Trek than the new Star Trek."
I've seen like really funny like clips with the that one main like alien guy. He works on the bridge. He's like the dark like alien guy.
Yeah.
And he's always like, I saw this clip where they get addicted to like cigarettes.
Oh,
So like,
okay.
yeah, apparently cigarettes were these things that humans really enjoyed. And they like get like addicted to it.
I think he's kind of supposed to make like I think he's supposed to be like a straight up reference to like Worf,
Yeah.
where he's just like a meathead.
Mm-hmm.
So in
Yeah.
this picture, it kind of looks like the model we're using. It kind of looks like it's just open.
Interesting.
Thanks, Chunky Boy.
Do we like it open? I want to be as accurate as possible. I know how like hard that gets. But also like aesthetically I think it closed
Well, it seems like the one that has the power indicator topped.
has a screen.
This one that has the dual, so one is the thing that you have,
Yeah.
and the thing that one has a thing in front of it.
I almost feel like that body style carried over though.
Yeah.
You know, the only isn't the only difference on that version is like the top phaser, the phaser 1.
I think so. Yeah. Probably.
So it's probably the same body, which I would think that there would be a screen.
There we go. So this looks like it's screen accurate. This is the one with the light power indicator,
Yeah.
and there's the
Yeah. There is like a
something.
There is a piece of plastic or something there. Which one is that?
This is the one with the other
Okay.
indicator.
Yeah, I think those were all the reference that I had too when I was looking stuff up. Was that one?
Oh wow. What is this even? So there you go. So what they
Wow.
did was, in this other picture that I have, this thing is like the battery. And it hooks into place and it lights this thing up.
That makes
It makes
sense.
the lights go on.
That makes sense in like a realistic.
Like shooting it for television.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. Where's it from? States the studio had sent the visitor to and the show was canceled before he was able to return it. So they sent it to this guy. The thing that this images that we're seeing.
What did they send it to him for?
I'm trying to see who the guy was. Oh, okay. So the Providence is it's a type 2 pistol body was acquired directly from Star Trek prop designer and builder Wang Chang in the late 1960s.
Okay.
He designed and built the Starfleet communicators and tricorders for it.
Yeah.
So this guy Wang Chang, that's the guy we want to He's the guy who designed these things.
Okay.
So it states that the studio sent him the body,
Yeah.
the pistol body, to him for repair, and the show was canceled before he was able to return it.
Oh.
So he acquired it by a member of the production. It was acquired by a member of the production crew after filming was completed on the second season in 1967.
Oh.
Eventually, they learned about their counterpart, and in a detailed study, the two hero components were reassembled and scrutinized in side-by-side comparison. With the only other known hero Type 2 phaser pistol belonging to the highest profile collector and top authority of original series props and costumes.
Jeez.
Cool. So this thing is like full on legit from the show.
That's very cool. So that leads me to believe that like the body was always the same.
Yeah. Certainly looks like it. Yeah, and like you said, so much just like so beat up and like garbage.
Oh yeah.
But it's cool. I mean, it's cool, but it's just like,
It's so fun. I wonder how they back then they were like making stuff out of like wood and like carving it and then
yeah. Well, the place that I've gone up there, to Ticonderoga, like they just find parts to things. It's just like, oh, this thing is like a typewriter, like
yeah.
a gear that moves the thing, and they just like cut it in half and they glue it onto something. And they're just like, now it's that thing, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, they did it much cleaner though. I'll admit that. Like their Star Trek style, like they had greeblies and stuff. I think Lucas is the one that coined,
Oh yeah.
or ILM coined like greeblies. They did a lot of like model kits because they were doing scale stuff
Right,
for like
right.
filming.
Well, that's why I like what Adam Savage said in that thing, because he made it. He said it the best. Like, Star Wars is a dystopian, and it's supposed to look like the people are really hodgepodging all the stuff together to get it to work.
Yeah,
And it's
keeping
like
stuff running.
Right, and Star Trek is a utopia where it's like stuff is basically like mass produced,
Yeah,
super easy. Everyone has access to it,
and it holds up a lot better.
and it holds up, right? And if it breaks, they just take it in and they're like, it's now fixed, and they return it.
Like you said, like because when I make stuff, I like to like weather it and make it like old and used and grimy.
Right.
And you're like, oh yeah, no, in Star Trek they literally like get done, and if it gets dirty, they just like put it in the cleaner, and it just like laser cleans it.
Right.
Oh my god.
Right. Yeah. What's even worse is like in this era of Star Trek, like they'll come up from an away mission and like the transporter just like cleans it off because it's like, well, we're not going to bring that stuff up onto the ship.
It makes sense. It does make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, how many episodes of Enterprise do people come back and they have some parasite? They gotta
Yeah.
put
Well,
all that gel on.
you saw the episode where the guy was like, please, and then he got sucked up and then the leaves and tree branches were like in his skin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's like,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
we tried, but he came back a plant man.
All right, I'll hold. You want to hold this?
Okay.
You shoot it.
Oh,
I'll hold the battery in place.
this will be the final test.
Remember Tony Stark when he was trying out his
He goes,
thrusters for the first time?
What's he call him, dummy?
Yeah.
I mean,
Sounds pretty good. Like, it's not, like, incredibly loud,
you don't want it to be
but you don't want it to
obnoxious.
be, like, crazy. Yeah, you don't want it to be obnoxious. How long was that clip we made?
I don't know.
I can't tell if it's recycling or not.
So I think it played.
So yeah, I think it played both. And then click it again. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty sick.
The only thing that would make it better is if like you could hold it, and then when you release it, and there is a setting on there.
Well, yeah, but you could just do this.
Just double click.
Oh yeah, you're thinking that. But yeah, I would just go like click,
Yeah.
and it's like it looks like I'm doing it, and then you just click it again. But,
Yeah. Well, you can.
I mean, I think if anybody who's looking at me is Is he double clicking?
Well, I don't think he's got that set on the actual function.
Right.
No, I
Get
know.
lost. Well, the thing I really, honestly, what I want to do with this thing is I'm hoping to cosplay as a Strange New Worlds guy, because those are cheap uniforms to get,
Yeah.
and take this to Ticonderoga and show it to the Star Trek guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's my end game of with this.
That'd be
It
cool.
shows them the TOS stuff, because they
love it.
The owner of the place, like, he's obsessed with it, which is why there's a bridge up there. So
Yeah. I want to build a Kirk chair. But I also want an Archer chair.
yeah, then you want a Picard chair.
No, I don't want a Picard chair.
Mm,
I like
it's
Picard's.
pretty smooth.
I know, but Archer's chair is like a computer chair with just like glorified like
Well, yeah.
handles, you know?
It's basically a submarine chair.
I like it. Yeah, this is pretty cool, dude.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I'm glad.
I'm glad it's coming
Isn't
together.
that wild? Like how something that simple thing goes down to the lower one. It's that. Yeah. It's,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Oh, broken. Oh, broken. This is super thin. I might put a little like patch stuff on here.
Yeah, I
to smooth
probably
it out.
should, because my finger will immediately go in there.
If you were to press, yeah.
I'd be
it'd
like, Kayla.
Kayla.
You'd be like, I don't know how to fix it.
oh,
Stop.
too bad. I just built it.
It's pretty sweet.
It's pretty slick. There's something special about like the original like design of everything. You know?
Absolutely. Yeah, because I mean, like, Next Gen is like one of my, like, I like all of that. All that tech is like kid me. Even though
Yeah.
I like Enterprise is my favorite show of Star Trek's.
Yeah.
It's like Next Gen is like, I don't know. I don't know how to compare it, like, for you, like what your kid thing is. It's very.
I grew up watching Next Gen more than any other Star Trek thing, but I was never like old enough to really like comprehend like
What was really
the
happening.
minutiae and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do understand. Even now, going back.
Okay. So, where are we at? We are getting ready to put an LED in the phaser so that when you push the button, it makes the sound and it lights up the emitter.
Beam emitter, yeah.
Emitter. It's always an emitter.
Yeah.
It's like, what else? What other word would it be, you know?
Beam launcher.
So this, I think we probably showed you, but this goes in here, like so.
Yeah.
And our plan is to put a little LED in there. So we've been going through my bin of LEDs, and we're gonna end up using this little Christmas light, little blue Christmas light. This came off of this. I had this old battery pack, LED battery pack. You could like turn it on and like, set up, but the batteries are all corroded really bad,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
wasn't able to fix it. So now these just become. Oh my god! How would it, if it like turned on now? I'd be like so mad because I already cut a chunk off. Hey, you! I literally like messed with this and cleaned it. Okay, good. So.
That was funny.
So we cut off a little blue LED, but this is kind of cool. This is actually what I put in my Star Wars light switch panel upstairs.
Oh.
Is these little?
Yeah.
Remember I wired these in the back, and they make.
I remember now. Yes.
So these are like perfect LEDs for like Star Wars and Star Trek stuff. Apparently,
I think in the original series they literally used Christmas lights.
it makes sense.
I
It
mean,
makes sense. I thought about doing that like on a board. You know, like if I made another panel, I would just wire these from the back and just pop them through,
Yeah.
and then click this on like random. You know, and it,
Yeah.
and they flash, and they're on their own timer. You don't have to wire a board or nothing.
Right.
In fact, I would like turn it on that first and see like which one flashes like the most frequently, and then try to like organize which one I want to be like flash
That's probably what the
where.
guys did too on the show. I'm sure they did.
So you don't end up with like two right next to each other that like
yeah, and then
that
nothing
like
else is
blink.
happening.
If anything like next to each other blinks like this, you know it's Christmas light.
True.
That's a very standard thing. So we're gonna drill a little hole in the bottom of this emitter to hold this.
Yeah, just give it some more.
Yeah. So I think this bit I'm using is almost like the same exact size as.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Pretty close.
You might have to go like just a little.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gosh. Did it disappear?
I think so.
Or is it stuck right there?
It's lost to time.
I didn't hear it fall on the ground.
No, I think it did though. Unless it's,
Oh no.
yeah.
At least it wasn't the blue LED, because that's even smaller.
I know, but at least that I could just cut another one off. That's true.
Oh, that's true.
This took 45 hours to harden.
Hey, do you want to know something funny?
Yeah.
Well, when you get up here, you'll see.
Uh-huh. Oh my god. It literally works with this being cut off. Wow.
Oh,
Told you to shut off. I don't even want you to work. Wow. So I literally threw that LED thing over there and it's been running ever since. Just been blinking.
yep.
Cool. Well, anywho, I found this.
Nice.
Swing.
Sparkle.
Sparkle, sparkle. So let me glue this in place. Oh my god.
It's almost like you were using the glue recently.
Yeah. I bought a new bottle. I used to buy those like Loctite blue bottles at Walmart. They're like it's a really good brand.
That's okay. I think I know. what you're
Yeah. They're like $6 for a bottle. But I found this at Harbor Freight last time I was there. And this is $3 a bottle.
Oh,
And it works pretty much almost the same.
I mean, it does say
So I-
industrial strength.
Yeah,
So.
so I buy this one. So far, I've used it for the whole duration of the bottle, and there's nothing I haven't been able to do with it. Except for this.
My dad, at the house years ago when we first were moving in, he had a thing like this. I don't know what he was using it for. I think he was putting something together. And he was trying to puncture it
Mm-hmm.
to get it to go, and it literally like blew up.
Oh,
And it went everywhere. And it was
Wow.
like what you have.
it was like pressurized?
yeah. And it was like industrial strength super glue, and it like I think he had glasses on, and that was the only thing that's like saved his eye,
Oh,
because it went like it ruined his shirt he had on, because it just went, and he had to get it off. He said it because it was burning.
yeah.
It was so much of it.
That's fun.
He laughs about it now. He wasn't too thrilled
No.
about it in the
I
moment.
went over all his like computer boards and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. This does a interesting thing. Show you. This creates like such a like chemical like reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Not really a chemical reaction, but like a. It's like it'll heat up when it cures.
Okay. Yeah.
But I won't do it now that I'm talking about it. It smoked, but I didn't see it. The camera definitely didn't see it. It like right before it cures, it'll like smoke because it's like a heat. It like creates like a heat vapor when it cures. See how it's like drying quick
Yeah.
and smoking.
Oh yeah! Wow!
Yeah.
Yeah! Wow! Wow! Wow!
So that's
The camera totally had to have seen that. That was pretty significant.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess technically it is like a chemical
I mean, yeah,
reaction.
you're probably.
Well, yeah. Shouldn't breathe it, probably. That's basically what it always comes down to. Like, it's not dangerous, but I just wouldn't breathe it or look at it.
Touch it.
Yeah. Other than that, you should be good to go. Alright, so that is dry. Now, what we're using for the battery source, because it's smaller and will fit in our phaser better than that big one we were using the other day. This came out of like I had like an old shock collar. You know, this one. So like this versus this little. This came out of an old shock collar that went through the wash.
Yeah.
So the battery still works, but like the board was fried on the like actual internal board. But the battery works fine. So this is a 3.7 volt battery, which is perfect for the board, and will be perfect for this blue LED. And then I'll show you what it looks like when it's lit up. Wrong way.
When it's
I've done this like
lit up.
I've done this so many times. You'd think I would remember.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's good.
beautiful.
You can't. And that's the thing. You can't even tell.
No. Yeah, even that lead's not like long enough to. Let me turn this soldering iron on. Run out of plug over here. Oh.
I like to solder.
Yeah.
It's crazy how close we are to, like, just doing what you always do, which is like painting and like just gluing things together.
Yeah. Right.
I think we've gotten through the most complicated stages so far,
Yeah.
which is kind of wild because when we first were starting, it was like,
Well, the other nice thing too is like we kind of had this planned in advance.
I got a tiny one, that's right.
Yeah, I keep doing that. We had this kind of planned in advance that we wanted to do this. So like I was under no time constraint to like do the print.
Right.
So I could just set the print up, print overnight, and like I was in no rush to like get it done. So like the print had been done for a while, in all honesty.
Sure, yeah.
That's kind of the best way to. It's kind of the best way to 3D print something is like, just print it. You know, like if you get a file and you like it, and you're like, I don't know when I'll have time, just print it.
Just print it, yeah.
And then cure it and just let it sit. Like this has been sitting down here for a while. We got another Star Trek thing that's been sitting over there.
Yeah.
That's been printed. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
Yeah.
And you keep seeing it, and then you're like, yeah, let's work on that. Instead of being like, well, I got this bunch of foam, and I don't know all the shape. I don't
No.
have a pattern. Like, you gotta make a pattern. This is like, it's done. You just like we could have just painted this and been done with it, you know?
True.
But we're going.
Oh,
Or no man. So the other thing I thought about doing is I really was thinking about putting a magnet in this.
okay. To keep it more central.
Yeah, just, I mean, it's never going to sit there, and I don't want to glue it because I want to be able to get to the board. And I think if we put one magnet like here, almost right where this fake screw is,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah.
that touches there. We could even put two. I mean, we could put one here, and it'll really just clip. Front might wiggle a little bit, but because there's nowhere really in the front to put anything. Maybe like here,
Yeah.
but definitely in the back.
Yeah. Totally. As long as you don't think the magnet will mess with the.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. Let's test this too while we're at it, just to make sure.
Red to red.
These gator clamps really come in. Oh, look at that. From the
Did it rip it out?
Probably. After all that.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it
After
did.
all that gone. Just kidding.
It's pointless.
Ripped it right out of the bulb. It's done. I wish there was like a sound, like when I turn my lightsaber on, it goes, like it lets you know that the battery is in, and like it goes like out of sleep mode. Beautiful. Sounds pretty good still.
Sounds really good.
That one we watched with the real laser, that thing was like super loud. But like if you're gonna put a real laser in it, you might want to make it like really loud. So hand me that little bottle of magnets up there. The ones, oh, yeah.
Oh, the one's out. Oh, I didn't realize.
Yeah, you can tell they work. So these, I buy these at Harbor Freight too. Recently, they've been in stock there. These are rare earth magnets, so they're like super powerful.
What, I've never seen a warning thing on magnets.
Yeah, they're bad. They're not as bad. There's some magnets out there that like, if you put them like one here and one here, and you put your hand in between it and let them get close, they would break your bone, because their magnetic pull is so strong and so like forceful.
Yeah, it literally says the.
Yeah, they're not toys. They're not these little black ones that I used to buy at Walmart.
Digestive obstructions, holes, and or death. If you should put these in your mouth.
Yeah, don't put them in your mouth.
I don't even want to think about that.
Well, if I put it in my mouth, I can just get it out.
Oh, yeah, as it rips through your guts. Wow.
Yeah.
So now we can really believe Magneto.
Mm-hmm.
That's how he got out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what did he use, those little balls?
He had the Mystique, remember he had Mystique inject the guy with iron?
Oh,
And
yeah.
he was like,
And he pulled.
And he pulls it out of him.
So here's just a test here. These are little magnets that you can buy at like Walmart in the craft section.
Oh, yeah, night and day.
I mean, it's
They're not
like
bad, but
I use these in one of your boxes.
yeah.
So like, you gotta get pretty close to that, and then we'll watch this. Oh, it's a track. I mean, you're talking like inches. Of, however, that equates to force. I don't know.
That's crazy.
So let's see here.
The only thing I worry is that with those things,
Yeah.
is it going to rip anything out of the board? Is any of that magnetic?
I don't think
You were like, no.
oh my god. Grab me.
Let's go.
Grab my head.
I'd say no. To prevent serious injury and death, I have to keep away.
Yeah. The warning label clearly said, you're on your own, buckaroo. It's not gonna work. Ah. My other hand's not strong enough.
Yeah, really.
Oh man. Remember when those movies were popular and like actually good?
Yeah.
Then they went like crazy.
Remember when Chris Evans is in not another teen
Oh
movie?
god, yeah. The banana split.
Yeah, the best one.
Yeah, I'll never leave my brain.
Yeah, that's a man. You're right. I mean, honestly, to play that nonsense and then to be Captain America, it's pretty.
Well, he went on to play Johnny Torch after.
Well, yes.
Which, so he went from one.
Wouldn't it be cool if they brought him
flavor-
back for one of the
That'd be
like
cool.
Secret Wars
Oh,
or something?
dude. Shut up. That
Like,
would
oh
be-
yeah, Chris Evans is back. And he's been Captain America, but no, he's back as Human
God,
Torch.
that would be awesome.
That would be great. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't care.
Oh yeah, we could back. I I get so used to just like doing stuff quick. Beautiful.
Just thinking that. I know, like, McKenna's used to it. Just think it's just funny to think like, oh, my husband's are gonna go away now, and it's like, like all these like hardcore machinery noises are happening down here. What are you doing? Oh, I'm just making a phaser.
Oh, I'm just working on two things. You know, world domination.
Just I don't know. It's just really funny.
Yeah, I'm sure she's super used to it by now.
If she even hears it, probably. To be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how.
Yeah, you've never been down here doing something and then been up there, but like.
Oh, I can hear everything. Who's in the shop? I went a little deep.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to add a little
bit more.
This might be too thick. Just pack that in there. Oh yeah, it's gonna be too thick. Ooh.
Were you putting that in there to?
Yeah, I was just trying to take up some space.
Oh, so if the magnet sticks out a little far there?
Yeah, that was. I don't know what I expected to happen on that.
Nice.
Ah, it bounced.
You could use this to push it.
Yeah.
To move it.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
It's fine. I probably would have done the same thing.
Because it was thin and I could get underneath it. I have to justify myself to you. I don't have to tell you nothing. So this is a little trick that might work.
Use toothpaste.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. See, and that left a little.
Leave a little butterfly in the sky.
Let's see. Oh. The glue vapor just went in my eye.
Oh. It's because the magnet is like, I don't want this glue on me.
It might be having like a. It's creating its own force field.
I hate glue.
Oh, damn, why can't I dare you?
Oh.
Get the back. You're ready to suck. like dentists.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So the thing I was thinking was, I know neither of us know how to do it, but I was thinking, long-term goal would be cool to do is to do all of this
Mm-hmm.
and then upload this, our completed 3D project, into like a thing, so somebody could just instead of doing all of this,
have that already.
yeah, like this
filed.
cut.
Yeah. It probably wouldn't be like crazy hard.
I don't think it would be. I just don't know. I don't know how to go about doing it. I think it's gonna rip it out of those super.
I'm just trying to see which side is actually like negative. So that side needs to go down. I can see my dreams come out last.
I can do this.
So here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Was that song like written specifically for Enterprise, or did they just buy?
There
the
is a
rights?
real song by Rod Stewart
Hmm.
called "Faith in the Heart." So I think they just used that, and different guy did the cover of it. I don't think Rod heard the Enterprise theme and then did it himself. I think it was
Interesting.
but it's very controversial. It's very controversial.
Theme song?
Yeah, because no other Star Trek has words. No theme has words, but they're all instruments.
Yeah, but like
No,
that song.
I
That
I'm
song
a big.
fits like almost like perfectly.
It really does, and it also is like a nice bleed into like our modern day into the future, right? Like we still use songs, we're not just like instrumental. So,
Yeah, right.
but yeah,
And the visual of like historic
history happening. Yeah.
It's very, very good. It's really good. Like it gets me pumped.
That's why I took a second to find that "Not Gonna Give Up" song for our
Yeah.
Never Gonna Give Up.
Yeah, it works. It works. This is good. I like that song too. It works for our party. But yeah, man.
It must be when they come back home. That's when he talks to her.
Yeah, what was last night they went to that planet and got that like virus that like turned them into that
The weird
species.
people. Yeah.
That's some interesting acting in that episode.
Yeah, that's a weirder of the bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it
wasn't bad,
It was
but it was
cool,
just
but it
like,
was like yeah.
Okay,
it
this
was
is different. It gets them closer to the Zindi.
yeah.
I really like the one where I don't know why these are not. I'm just not gonna use this. The one where they get their stuff stolen by those pirates, and then they go back to that sphere. They find that sphere,
Mm-hmm.
and they take all their stuff back. That was a pretty good one.
I don't know if I remember that one.
They were in the anomaly.
Do they go inside the sphere?
Yeah, they go inside the sphere. That's where like all this like cargo and stuff is.
Yeah. What happens? I don't remember. I'm trying to think.
They capture one of the guys, and Archer tortures him in the airlock.
Oh, well, yes.
They give him the codes and stuff.
Yes. They're all like disfigured.
Yeah. I think I was texting you about that one because that was one where I was like, basically the Expanse is, it's like the Outer Rim.
Yeah.
It's like it's like
Gotcha. Yeah.
it's like super unlawful.
Very, very so.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
They need that like Trillium D plating to like.
You have to get through it all. Yeah.
And that's like how the season starts, is they go to that mine, the Trillium D mine.
Yeah. With the weird blue like I guess waste because they
Yeah.
crawl through the
Yeah,
and
right.
stuff. Yeah.
This soldering iron is like so old. There's not even like a tip on it anymore. It always does that. It like scares me. It's like it just kind of decides like when it wants to work. It's like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
All right.
oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you push the switch? Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't watching."
It's like SpongeBob in the brain or something, right?
Yeah.
He pushed the switch.
What's the name? Give it a
Yeah,
name.
exactly. That's how it is in my head all the time. It's just like, what did she ask? Andrew asked me something. What did she ask?
What's the name? Okay, so, man, I'm kind of rusty on electric stuff. What the frick's been texting me? Oh boy. Speak about them and you shall answer.
But she didn't text me.
No, Parker. I literally haven't heard from him. He's like, hey, okay, so here's a few things. First of all, this Lego helmet. Okay, let's see. LED and switch. Diagram. Do. I just literally always forget like which gets powered. Okay, so on and off switch. Red goes to the fuse. So battery goes to the switch, which in this case it goes to the board. But the switch, oh man, it's going to be kind of different because of the board. So here's the switch. The switch goes to here. And then the board plays the speaker. I almost wonder if you tied the LED into the speaker, push the switch, sends power to the speaker, and it would send power to the LED.
That makes sense.
So let's test that theory somehow. Garbage.
Worthless.
Junk. Absolute junk. Okay, so here is...
No, I was just thinking, could you technically use this as the charge point or no?
This is only for
The computer.
computer.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like the one thing the
guy was
manual...
like, don't.
The manual, like, no, it's not like it's bad, it's just... One of the top comments was like, I plugged it in and it won't charge. And the guy's like, the plug is for the computer. You have to put a battery in it. Like, you have to wire a battery. These clips are too big. what I'm trying to do, you know?
Gotcha.
So if I hold this to here, can you push? Yeah. Maybe hold it. Maybe my solders are bad. Maybe just like me more. Does the light seem duller to you?
A little bit.
You know what's funny is that, like, because it's pulling power from the speaker too, the light actually kind of flickers the way you want it to.
It does.
Okay, let's just do that. That's easy, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
So what you're gonna graft this is what you're gonna do?
I'm just gonna wire these right to. I don't remember which is which now. I got faith
Yeah.
to believe. And I'm holding my. I have a pair of like helping hands for like wiring, but ow, I don't know where it is. I think it's upstairs, actually. Ow. Need some Dr. Flogs.
What did you do? I don't know what that is.
It's just what do you call it?
Sugar.
Chick. Flux. I don't know why. I don't know why like this solder's not sticking. Yeah, it's kind of annoying actually. Okay. So far, yeah, this stuff just helps like solder
Interesting.
like run.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, they use it in electronics, but where I always used to use it a lot was like copper piping.
Mm.
You basically like run, like cover copper, like joints in it, and when you put it together, and then when you heat it, you put the copper on the pipe, and it like draws the copper in, or it draws the solder in.
I know what you meant. Yeah.
That's how you like sucks the solder into the grip.
Fascinating.
Yeah, I don't know really what it's made of or why it does that, but that's what it do.
Whatever, it works, right?
Yeah, finally. It was weird, it like wouldn't stick. It wasn't hot enough or...
I don't need to do this. I just like doing it for fun.
Yeah, this adds no... this adds nothing to the overall... Alright, so let me just
But it's fun to watch.
Let me double check these before I solder them. Burn your hand. Don't burn my hand.
I stuck my finger in the flux.
Okay. There's no Amina! There's no Amina! I like how that of the Malcolm can just kind of like on the fly change like the output of the phasers.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, let's just crank that up to like 20%. I'm sure that'll shoot through their force field, their personal force field on their bodies. The Borg.
The board.
So how canon is that? I mean, obviously
It's...
because I was gonna like after I watched that episode, I was gonna text you and be like, "You stupid jerk! You didn't allow me to have a Borg cybernetic arm, but the Borg has already been here for 2,000 years."
So, if you remember correctly, they don't know what they are. In the episode, they never name them as the Borg. They just say,
Yeah.
whatever, cybernetic individuals.
But we, as the fans,
Right,
know what
right.
the Borg.
But I don't want to give anything away. But it is a continuation of a storyline.
Well, they basically said like they weren't gonna. They sent a message out before they were destroyed, and it like
Right.
could take like 200 years.
Right.
What is it, mate? Here. What? Okay, cool.
Cool.
Cool. Beans. Cool beans.
It did it. It beamificates.
Beamification.
Make it
Get some
phaser.
beamer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Making some copies. Okay. Well,
That,
somehow,
ladies and gentlemen, is how you make a face.
I think it's time to take this, throw it right in the garbage. I wonder how we should paint this.
Me don't know.
Me stupid.
Yeah, there you go.
Me so not smarty. I almost wonder if we should clip that and get the electronics out of it. I'm going to shut this off just because I don't really know. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm just going to clip these wires here. So here's our electronics. Done. Throw these in the garbage. I just don't want them in the way when we're painting. This we can kind of work around. Put that in there.
Okay.
Um,
I think next time we'll save it for the penny.
okay.